Hey y'all, it's Alma with the Cat's Pajamas, and today I want to show you how to create a couple of really sweet pieces of decor using the Cat's Pajamas stencils and supplies from the Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store to create this beautiful heart wreath and flowery bunny. Perfect for Easter. Let's do the heart first. Start with this tinsel heart from the Dollar Tree and remove the holographic love and start unwinding the tinsel from the heart. I find it's best to start unwinding at the bottom. If you can't find the end of the tinsel, just snip the tinsel and start your own end. The tinsel is wound around the pegs at the edge of the heart. Once you finish unwinding the tinsel, we're going to clean up the heart. That means using scissors and an X-Acto to trim off any excess plastic overflow and that little tab in the upper left corner of the heart, that goes too. In addition, I'm going to take a wire cutter and I'm going to clip off those little handles on the outside edge that the tinsel attached to. I want this heart cage to look a little like rattan or a light colored wood, so I've mixed up a bit of parchment chalk paint with a tiny bit of raw sienna, just brushing it onto the heart cage. I think I want to warm it up with a little bit of yellow and maybe a little tiny bit of cherry just to give it a little bit of depth. Maybe a little dark, so I'll add a little bit more of the parchment. And I think that's good. Let's try it out. Yeah, I like that. I'll just brush it on. When it's dry, I'll dry brush it with more parchment. And I'm going to let that coat dry. Now for the flowers. I'm loving these big peonies from the Dollar Tree, and they're just so big that I think I'll only need two, a pink and a white one. I'll also be using two of these lavender bushes. I'll also be using a couple of these greenery bouquets. I'm going to start by pulling off the heads of these peonies off their great big stems, since the flower heads are the only part of the flower we'll use. Now these two greenery bouquets, they're actually two different kinds, but they both say greenery bouquet. Now whenever you use greenery from anywhere, you want to fluff it out because the greenery, the leaves, whatever, have kind of been squashed in the box. And I'm kind of just laying out where I want the flowers, I want them to lay. I'm going to clip off any excess that I don't need. Because there's hardly any place on this wreath to use hot glue, I'm going to adhere these florals with wire. It's just easy to wrap them around and secure them to the wreath. I'm just auditioning how I want the flowers to lay. A little floral fluff. And next, I'll position the second greenery bouquet opposite the first bundle and wire those in. Clip off any excess wire and stems. Now these big fluffy flowers. I'm hot gluing these, but I'm making sure to attach them to the bouquets that I just laid down. I'm not sure if I want to add a third smaller flower, maybe a ranunculus, but for now I'll go with this look. These flowers are really big and heavy, so don't be afraid to use lots of hot glue. And just to balance out the bouquet, some lavender sprigs to the bottom bundle. Now I think this is pretty darling as it is, but you know me, I have to add more. I really like this closely woven burlap wired ribbon, and I think it's perfect to stencil on. The key to getting a good, clean stencil is to start with a really dry brush or sponge. Here I'm using a makeup sponge with white chalk paint. Pick up some paint and dab most of it off. You really want it dry as you possibly can. And then you lay it down a layer of paint. It's okay if it's light, you can always add more. You just keep adding more layers until you get the opaqueness that you want. Now you see, I'm not really adding a lot more ink to the sponge in between layers. I'm basically just using whatever is on the sponge to stencil the additional layers. Now because of the thin layers and because I'm using the chalk paint, it dries really quick, so we can move on to the next letter. Now another thing to be aware of is the paint leaking under the stencil. Now this usually happens when you have a little bit too much on your makeup sponge and it leaks under the stencil. Now this extra paint will carry on to a different area of the ribbon or whatever you're stenciling. I like to wipe the back of the stencil down with a baby wipe to take care of the excess paint. I've gone ahead and stenciled some more words on this ribbon just so that I have more to choose from. For the heart, I think I want to place it on the front door, so I'll clip off the part of the burlap that says welcome. Darling! A little hot glue, and it's done. I think it's pretty sweet. Next, we're going to do this sweet floral covered bunny. I saw a version of this bunny at Pier 1, and it was super pricey. I knew I could do the same sort of bunny for a fraction of the price. So I'm starting with this tinsel covered bunny from the 99-cent store. If you don't have a 99-cent store near you, you can cover a wood bunny from the Dollar Tree, or you can cut a piece from foam board. I think I saw Measure and Mix doing something like that. And I'm going to start by removing the bow from the bunny, and I'll unwind the tinsel from the bunny just the same way we did from the heart. Now just choose some flowers for your bunny. I like to do a variety of flowers, not too big, kind of heading in the medium to smaller range. And for this bunny, I'm going to do some white and pink flowers, and I'm going to start by pulling the heads off the stems. To anchor this bunny, I'm going to start by adding the largest blooms and working my way around them with the smaller blooms. So I'll use these dahlias. Now it's just a matter of placing blooms in to my taste. If the color of the bloom is too dark, remove it. If it's too light, remove it. I mean, it's hot glue. I want to say there's a formula, and I'm sure there is. But for this bunny, the formula for me was just seat of the pants and enjoying the process. Okay, I'm going to speed up this bit just so you don't get bored. With some of these curves, like the bunny tail and the ears, and here in the bunny face, you really want to exaggerate the curve. So don't be afraid to go past the form a little bit and attach the flowers to the top of the curve to really accentuate it. Now I think this is looking pretty darling. Now for this cute little bunny, I think I want to use the Hoppy Easter saying. And I'll top it with a little burlap bow. And I'll wire the whole thing to the wire frame of the bunny. I think this little floral bunny is just the sweetest little thing. You can see here I added more white hydrangeas for his bunny tail. I think it's so super cute. And it was easy to make this little bunny and wreath and easy to stencil a custom message with a cat's pajamas Shakey Serif stencil. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe to this channel and feel free to like and comment. I really want to hear from you. Have a great day.